welcome to Weekly Weird News, brought to you by Cutting for the Ball. I'm Ben, I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
And Claire.
Hey.
This is a collection of random things we found on the internet that both amused and slightly horrified us.
Yeah.
But only slightly, because I think the world's a fucking shithole anyway.
Not
It's all shit. It doesn't matter, it's shit and weird.
Yeah, not
Going
a lot
to
can
shit.
shock these days, got it?
No. In an age where nothing shocks us, there's still some capability.
Post-Trump, nothing will be the same again.
Are we going to refer to it as like 2020 PT?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Post-traumatic stress. Post-Trump stress.
PTS. Right, well, let's start with the breaking news that an evangelical pastor claims the reason that Jesus hasn't returned is because people aren't donating enough money. And this just makes me want to live my ambition of going to become an evangelical pastor and preaching loads of shit, getting people to give me all their money, saying the most outrageous things I can, and then saying at the end, actually, I think it's all bollocks, but thanks for the millions, and then getting the fuck out of there.
They have enough money, don't they, churches?
They do, and they're all tax-free. Now, if we want Jesus to come back, then apparently we'll have to dig deep into our pockets, according to right-wing evangelical pastor Jesse Duplantis. And if that's not a fucking good old boy name, I don't know what is. During a 4-day live TV event called Victorython on the Victory Channel, Duplantis made the bizarre claim that people aren't donating to their churches generously enough, and that this is the reason why Jesus has not yet made a reappearance.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's like he didn't even know who Jesus was in the Bible.
Yeah.
He hung about with the lepers and the fucking prostitutes, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
People downtrodden.
He went into the temple, which they used as a bank, and flipped the tables over.
He couldn't stand the wealthy. I mean, he even famously said that it's easier to get a camel through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven.
Yeah. So he was quite against wealth, but not according to these guys, because I'll quote Duplantis, he says, I honestly believe this, the reason Jesus hasn't come back is because people are not giving the way God told them to give. He said, when you understand this, you can speed up the time. So keep giving us money, and that might speed up Jesus getting back.
It's always confused me how the church has got so much money, but there's always, some fundraising going on for the church fucking roof.
That's it, innit? The Church of England is worth £8.4 billion in terms of property and investments. They invest in oil companies, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But they can't afford to fix the church roof.
Yeah. All these churches are really nice, buildings, aren't they? They should be, maintaining them at best.
But no, once you get to a certain age, they can get some funding, can't they, probably? Maintain historic buildings and that.
Mm.
I fucking hate it. But who knew Jesus was so money motivated?
Yeah.
Do you think Jesus has basically just been doing a 2,000-year-long telethon? Like children, he's like, it's 2,020 years now since I left Earth, and
we hit 1 trillion.
we've hit 1 trillion on the heaven-thon. Another 5 and I'll come back. Keep giving, and now we've got Michael and the Archangels doing a jazz number. God's on the phone, taking calls. Yes, you're through to God. You'd like to give $20? Thank you very much appreciated. And remember, give more, give generously. Every little bit means Jesus will come back sooner.
I think all the celebrities are still doing like Red Nose Day sort of stuff up there.
Yeah, probably. Just wait till the Rolling Stones are all gone. He's got one at the minute. Fucking hell. Because you'll have like all the comedians doing skits trying to get the money up.
Yeah.
Obviously only the evangelical pastors can see this in their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to tell us. They don't honestly want another mansion or a private jet.
No.
No, it's just to get Jesus to come back. There's actually a secret telethon going on up in heaven that only Christians can see. And Christian evangelicals at that. That's my theory. I just think what a twat.
Yeah.
Deep down, it's like, just, everyone's not doing well out of this pandemic, unless you're one of the rich already. But if you're an average American who got like, I don't know, didn't they get like something like $2,000 and then another $2,000 off the government, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's not enough to live on for a family if you can't work.
Didn't people get furloughed over there then?
No,
they just got this settlement. They got $1,200 first. I think they got another $1,200 after. I could be wrong.
Stimulus payments.
Yeah.
But when you've got a $900 a month mortgage, and
yeah, that's not going to help out, really, is it?
Yeah, and that's meant to last you a few months, and they gave him another one, which might have been a bit more later on. Yeah, it wasn't a lot, and then the church still wants its 10%.
Yeah.
And he's saying give more. Ridiculous.
Yep.
Very un-Christ-like.
I'd say. Moving on.
Moving on. There's my religion bashing for the week.
Sex club shut down following raid. Neighbours raised concerns about a dungeon in the basement.
Ooh.
How come you never find out about these places till they're shut?
Gotta be in the know.
It's terrible.
A 50 Shades sex club has been shut down following a raid after neighbours raised concerns about a dungeon in the basement. Officers from Greater Manchester Police, together with enforcement officers from Tameside Council and Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service, visited the Kink Society in Denton on Wednesday. The sex club occupies Advocate's House on Market Street in the middle of the town and sits a few hundred yards down from the road from MP Adam Gwynn's constituency office and the town hall.
I bet he's been there. I bet that's why the fucking club's there. The members are all... It's the MP and his fucking crew.
Residents had complained that alleged unlicensed activities were happening in the building, and also there was a dungeon in the basement where alleged sexual activity was taking place.
Well, it's called the King Society, so I'm going to guess it's a fucking dungeon.
I
Yeah.
didn't realise you had to licence sex.
Yeah, well, apparently so.
Oh, yeah, they're drinking.
Between £10 and £40 for an event, that's a steal, that is.
Bring your own ball gag.
I just want to know, why are you going to close it, man? People are just having a bit of harmless fun.
Yeah.
Doing what gets them off. That's what life about, isn't it? Doing what gets you off.
As long as they're paying the rent.
Well, exactly. I don't know.
Apparently there's no smoke alarm.
What a technicality.
And no separation between commercial and residential premises.
Oh,
It
man.
has to be one or the other, I suppose, I don't know.
Depends on their lease, I guess.
Alright.
So working closely with the council and police, they've acted on fire safety concerns, resulting in robust action being taken to keep people safe.
No, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Because the locals have realised there's a sex club down the road. And they're going, oh, wow, we can't have that. Even though most of them probably go and we're in the know anyway. But it's like, if the councillors don't do something, they're going to lose votes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, they kept that sex club open. I'm not voting for him. Think of the children. Won't somebody please think of the children? That's government corruption. It's like, so what they do, oh, let's go in there. But they haven't got a smoke alarm.
I bet they've got beds all over the place, and it looks more like not a commercial unit. It looks like a...
Yeah, that St Andrew's cross there is the shackles. Is that fire retardant material on that? No smoke alarm in there. And they steal these beds. Is it people living here? No? Well, this makes it...
It doesn't look like... Well, it's not
Doesn't
quite
look-
residential, is
doesn't
it?
look like
You know?
residential to me.
All these velvet cushions. So it looks like a boudoir.
And there's a dungeon, you say. Well, we are called the King Society. What do you think tends to come with that territory? I think it's shocking if they're like making a scene. You know, as long as they're not here, well...
Yeah, just fix the fire regulations, can't you?
Yeah, just go out, I'll put a smoke alarm up.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, if you got one. You're the fireman, aren't you?
Turn the downstairs into, instead of like, you know, sort of too much bedding, you know, don't want to go for, be too fire...
Much of a fire risk.
Yeah, don't want to be too much of a fire risk. You know, or turn it into sort of, so it looks like a commercial premises, people just got to fuck on tables and shit.
So I just make it into a sex version of IKEA.
Sex Kia.
Sex Kia.
We've got the office section over here where you can play out, you know, your boss and worker
Fantasies, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Upstairs is the dungeon. Try and keep the beds to a minimum, innit? And then it doesn't look residential.
Please use the gags provided so you can, we don't have to be done for noise pollution.
Please be careful when inserting them Swedish meatballs, they can be quite hot.
And then to get round any licences over beer, it's got to be bring your own beer, innit?
Of course it has, yeah.
Boom, knock one up.
There we go. Bit of soundproofing.
You definitely need the soundproofing. Yeah, they just not bothering anyone. Just don't carry on.
Killjoys.
You killing some killjoys.
They're all going to be consensual, aren't they?
That's it.
You're rocking up and you're paying 40 quid, is it?
10 quid or 40 quid, I guess, depending on the event.
Depending on the VIP, you're going to pay a bit more.
Well, I should imagine some are just mingling events.
Yeah.
And some are, all like rocking events.
Yeah. Maybe the two combine. I think it's just corruption at local government.
Shocking.
It's sad in this day and age. We're quite open, aren't we?
Yeah.
To stuff.
Yeah, small villages there in the countryside. I don't know where it was, but small villages anyway. They're generally not so, are they?
But it's the best place to pull a sex club.
Oh yeah.
Right then, moving on. New Zealand men caught smuggling KFC into lockdown hit Auckland.
Not all heroes wear capes.
So New Zealand police has made a bizarre arrest after a pair of alleged gang associates were caught trying to enter Auckland with a boot full of KFC and tens of thousands of dollars. So it's not just the KFC, is it? They're smuggling money, or it could be drugs, or drug money.
Could be.
Well, KFC money.
KFC money, yeah. They're just charging extortionate rates for it. This is their third run and they've got tens of thousands of pounds.
What are they charging? 500 quid a bucket of chicken?
Yeah, they've got to across state lines, man. They've got to sneak through.
Yeah. So the men were charged with breaching the county's tough COVID-19 rules. Under Auckland's strict level 4 lockdown, all restaurants, including takeaway service, remain closed.
Do we even close the takeaways? I know Mackey's shut, but Domino's kept going. A lot of the takeaway restaurants kept going.
Yeah, Mackey's shut, didn't it?
It did for a bit, and then
full lockdown, a few weeks, and then they
started doing the deliveries again, delivery only.
Delivery only, then it was drive-through, wasn't it? They added to it. So police said the men, aged 23 and 30, had travelled from Hamilton, about 75 miles south of Auckland. Your chicken's going to be cold. It's not going to be juicy and tasty by the time. 75 miles, that's going to take you an hour and a bit.
Yeah. I mean, even the old...
That's if you're booting it.
And even if you've got all the old takeaway bags, just keep the heat in, you ain't keeping that warm.
No.
That's been an oven job when you get back, won't it?
Yeah, then you've lost the taste, you dried it out, haven't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the police spokeswoman told BBC that the chicken was shit. No, not really. That the officers made the arrest after they noticed a suspicious-looking vehicle travelling along a gravel road on the outskirts of the city. So they're being really stealth about it as well. Upon seeing the police car, the vehicle did a U-turn and sped off, trying to evade the police.
Well, that's not suspicious at all, is it? It's like, shit, cheese it, the feds! Straight out, yeah, alright, that's not suspicious.
Yeah, so the vehicle was searched and police located the cash alongside empty ounce bags and a large amount of takeaways. Empty ounce bags.
Maybe for putting drugs in.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Or KFC.
So the police photos showed at least 3 buckets of chicken, 10 cups of coleslaw.
Oh fuck! Is it like in the Cop series where they put it on the table, all the drugs on the table, they've got all the chicken pot standing there with a picture taken, looking really proud.
I'd do that photo if I was one.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, so they also seized 100,000 New Zealand dollars, which is about 51 grand in UK pounds. Crikey.
Wow.
Or 70,000 US dollars.
Yeah, it's unclear whether the men intended to sell the food or if they hoped to use it as a distraction. As a distraction, how does that work?
Give the cops the KFC.
Bribe the police officer. Chicken.
Fucking donuts.
Come on, we only went to KFC in the next day. Come on, let us off. Give us a fine, let us go. Don't, no, they're not really doing KFC runs for the drug dealers.
They should have took donuts. You can bribe cops with donuts. The spokeswoman said that the men would appear in court later in the year for breaching public health rules, but added that further charges are also likely because the investigation's ongoing. The pair's risky late-night food run means that they now face heavy punishments under the COVID laws and fines up to 4,000 New Zealand dollars.
It's about $2,000 then.
Did they get their money back? Because otherwise that fine's going to be quite easy.
Well, unless they need to prove where they got their money from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were charging the KFC. That's all it is. Unless the drugs are in the chicken.
So these two men aren't the first New Zealanders whose fast food cravings landed them in trouble with the authorities. Last week, a 20-year-old man was charged after he posted a video on TikTok showing him leaving Auckland and purchasing a large amounts of McDonald's food and then going back to the lockdown area. I'm badass. I'm getting back.
So yeah, you won. You beat the lockdown, and then you're breaking the law. You beat the lockdown. So what you decided to do is document yourself breaking the law.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Anything for attention.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You see the latest TikTok time traveller thing.
No.
This bloke's been. He's living in 2027, and he's going around this town in Spain, and like everything's deserted. He's going into shops and down streets, and it's like, and he's doing it live and stuff. And I'm like, why is he doing this? But they're making it was all just pre-recorded during COVID, and he was going out during lockdown because all the cars are fucking spotless up the side of the road. Everything's in place. The electricity's still running. Somehow there's still functioning internet.
Says he's the last person alive on Earth.
Yeah, but somehow he can transmit to 2021.
Right.
But it was freaking people out to start with, and then people started pointing out to the idiots that this isn't real. But he got quite popular.
Of course. Yeah. Moving on then.
Yeah.
Little ditty.
Oh god. Horrific photos emerge of border patrol agents whipping Haitian migrants. Wow, well that's not good, is it?
What the fuck?
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
I fucking heard this. I was like, what the fuck?
So where are the migrants trying to get to?
They're trying to get into America.
Yeah, but they're already in America. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not enough food, so they're crossing the border.
Yeah.
Mexico, and coming back, and on the way back, the border patrol on horses are whipping them.
What?
To make them.
It's like something out of a fucking.
Something out of Django.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Them chaps are fucking sweet though, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, shocking videos and photos have emerged that appear to show US Border Patrol agents on horseback using whips on Haitian migrants. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki called the scenes horrific, but added that more information was needed.
What more information do you need?
Because you're not going to come out and say it, are you? You've got to do the politician answer.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to see more information for what
Exactly,
happened.
it's bullshit, innit?
And then in a week, everyone will forget about it, because these things go away.
Yeah.
Public
Kids in cages. They're still there, aren't they?
Yeah. They're not cages now, though. They're partitions.
Oh, right.
Change the terminology, you see. Get away with it.
People said Biden weren't racist.
He used to be mates with the fucking wizard in the KKK years ago. He made that bill that was really racist. He was calling for the resegregation of schools.
Busing into school, I think it was.
Or something like that. Or segregation of schools or something. I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with segregation and schools.
I think it was busing
Yeah.
into schools.
He wanted to put that as a bill.
I was the 70s, but I'm not, I know exactly what you're saying. No, not now, he isn't doing it.
No, he
was back in the 70s.
That was back in the 70s.
But still.
Then again, it's a fucking disgrace that he hasn't left the fucking Senate for that long. 40 years? Fucking hell, he shouldn't even be allowed to be in office that long.
I don't like him.
Well, his presidency, he's already a sham, isn't he? I mean, look at the weakness he suffered in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
You know, that was humiliating. I felt humiliated by it, and I'm British. I thought it was terrible. He was leaving him to fucking off your trot. It's like Vietnam all over again.
He had to leave. He did the right thing, but
They
the way he
left
left,
in the wrong way.
the way he left wasn't handled well, was it?
No. In both footage and videos, agents are shown confronting migrants near a camp by the Rio Grande River in Del Rio, Texas, as they try to cross the US border from Mexico. Some images show one agent riding a horse with what appears to be a whip or rein and grabbing the migrants by their t-shirt. According to El Paso Times, an agent swung his whip and charged his horse at those trying to enter the country, shouting, "Let's go, get out now, back to Mexico."
Thinks he's a right John Wayne, doesn't he?
Just a bit.
But now, Border Patrol officers have denied whipping migrants and claim that anyone with two brain cells know they use split reins to control their horses after images emerged of mounted riders appearing to whip the border crossers. Agents pushed back against the criticism levelled at them and accused the Biden administration of trying to deflect from its own failings in tackling the migrant crisis, the Daily Mail reported. One identified agent told Fox News the outrage over the images shows officials lack basic knowledge of horse handling.
And human handling as well.
Yeah, you're not
You don't
handling
go
a
around
horse.
whipping people.
Yeah, let's not be whipping people. Please, that's... The connotations alone of the good old boy in the south on horseback whipping a black man. We can go back through history and see that, can't we?
Shows you not much has changed, isn't it, really?
You're telling me that Texas wouldn't secede tomorrow if they thought they could get away with it? They've never liked being part of the US, Texas. They've always been very independent, because they joined really late, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
They'd go if they thought they could. If they thought economically they could do it, they probably would. Be interesting. Nothing says they can't. But yeah, that's not good. That's the ugly side of the world of America.
Yep.
Certain attitudes do maintain.
Whilst in Britain, concerns over kids buying baked beans as beaning trend goes viral.
Oh, they've been panic buying baked beans?
What? Beaning trend?
Yeah, it's not panic buying.
Oh, well, it's still lowering the stocks of beans, Mike, causing people to panic buy them.
Shops have been urged to look out for children buying large quantities of the tinned goods, while parents have been encouraged to check their cupboards. It comes after beaning, a bizarre new trend, took off on social video sharing app TikTok.
Oh, good.
Beaning involves children smearing baked beans into people's driveways, doors and cars, and of course filming it.
What'd you get out of that?
It's just kids being kids, innit?
You smear some beans on the driveway and then in England a couple of days later it's going to rain anyway. Just wash them off. Or you just go into a hose and do it and go, "Those damn kids!" and shout angrily at the sky.
Apparently it's potentially harmful to dogs.
Baked beans bad for dogs?
Must be, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you want to check that out, you can do it with the hashtag BeanBandits.
Bean bandits.
I don't get what you get. I don't see what you're getting out of that. Even as a child, I'd be like, "What am
It's
I?"
like egging, isn't it?
Yeah, but egging was done for a reason.
Go on, explain to me. You sound really passionate about it.
Well, it was a retribution, wasn't it? Egging. You didn't just egg someone's house for no reason. They had to, it's
I don't know. I think some kids do, don't they?
Halloween. If they don't give you the treat,
That's Halloween.
that's
right?
egging. That's a valid reason to egg someone's house.
No, it isn't.
And-
You didn't have any
And you know, maybe the teacher who gave you a bad grade or barred you for nothing, maybe you and 3 friends went egg their house at night, who knows? It's validation, it's a bit of revenge, isn't it? Egging. Don't like someone, egg them. Beaning, I don't see what you're getting out of it.
I don't see what you're getting out of beaning.
Does the world just moved along so fast that I'm just lost?
Because the eggs, after, if you leave them there, you don't clean them off or hose them down, they start stinking, don't they?
Yeah. Sometimes on a Saturday morning when I'm walking the dog and I go around by the school at the bottom of the high street, and I'll see like a couple of cracked eggshells like by the school. I think someone got egged on Friday.
Last month, Surrey police launched an appeal after the village of Wannish was terrorised by so-called bean bandits. In one picture, 4 empty cans could be seen discarded near a doorstep studded with little orange beans. Another showed a grey car with sauce dribbling down the driver's window, leaving an unsightly orange smudge.
Oh, wait, they're doing it on the cars. I thought it was under the cars.
On the cars.
Oh, kids, what are you doing?
In America, they're whipping migrants. And in Britain,
They're trying to stop kids smearing baked beans on people's cars.
They're leaving orange smudges on people's cars. Oh my god.
Wow. What a tale of two countries, eh?
Little snapshot there.
Wow.
My brother and his dickhead mates, on the way to work one day, they were sort of having a little bit of a race with someone that used to be in school with them, and the one of them was like, I don't want this yogurt for dinner, chucked it out of the window, it landed on her windscreen, and as she sort of, in the windscreen wipers, smudged, she had to fucking pull over.
Oh my god.
And she was like, you fucking wankers!
Could have killed someone.
That's what I said, because my brother was like, Niall did this, like Beavis. And I'm like, you fucking butthead. But it is funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny because
It's funny because if it caused like a 3-car party when a family died, then I'm gonna get
Family got burnt alive in their fucking Citroen. And that would be horrific.
All the burning cars are available, like the Citroens. We're not saying Citroens are on fire for no reason. Other cars are
in
available.
Canyonero.
So explain fires, but they're half the course.
So at least they're not moving when these baked beans are, on their car. They've got a chance to.
Yeah, they're not standing on bridges emptying cans of baked beans out onto moving traffic.
That'd be terrible.
That's the next level of this.
That would just like mush the bean, and then you'd have bean.
Next it'll just be fuck open the can, just lobbing cans of beans at people's windscreens.
Little bastard.
Walking out. Welcome to Brexit Britain.
Yeah, we'll be grateful for the beans.
Yeah. Thanks. Save me a trip to the food bank.
Kids will be seen as modern day Robin Hoods in this scenario. Because you'll be driving around in your Mad Max style car anyway, because there's got no windscreen left. Doors missing, there's a skull on the front of it. Some feral kid throws you a can of beans.
Bit of charity work, love.
Brexit Britain. It's funny till it's going to be shitter.
Oh yeah.
10 days to save Christmas.
You're as bad as the mainstream media.
I'm sorry, I've just got a bit of Remainer smugness.
Have you?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
I think you've got a right to be fair.
I'm just not going to comment. That's all we can do at the moment, just look in the direction and hope it gets better.
If nothing else, a pig-headed refusal to face the facts will see us through.
That's a British way.
That's a British way. We'll just keep going at it until things slowly get better. It might take 50 years, Mog said.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's the end of our lives. We'll be 88 at that point.
Destroyed 2 generations just to get back where we were before if we hadn't voted. Great.
That's it. I thought the EU takes too long to discuss things and there's just too much
there's a lot of corruption. There's a lot.
Red tape.
They're still not as bad as the Tories, though, are they?
No.
Who would you want to be ruled by, the EU or the Conservatives? I'll take the EU, thanks.
Yeah.
When you put it like that. Right then, moving on. Man ejaculates from anus and urinates faeces for 2 years before seeking help.
Before seeking help?
2 years?
Stop coming at me ass, that's the first thing I need is a fucking 999, my god!
Well, let's just face it, it's either that or you think you've been raped.
Well,
Why is the cum dripping at my ass? What the hell has happened to me? And then it starts happening again. Oh shit, I've got a problem here.
yeah.
It only have to happen twice, wouldn't it?
And then faeces at you at your cock?
Oh yes, you stop pissing fecal matter.
Right, doctors have published a case study detailing a man who started ejaculating from his rectum after previous medical procedure caused complications.
What did they do? Did they swap them around? For a laugh?
Oh, dude.
I got a great joke here. You make him come out of his ass and shit through his knob.
I'll switch the pipes. A complication? I I'd say it's a bit more than a complication. That's how you wired me up wrong, you twats.
Fucking hell.
So a man aged 33 turned up for medical care after experiencing pain in one of his testicles for the previous 5 days. He also said that he'd been passing a substantial amount of urine and sperm from his rectum over the past 2 years.
2 years? Yeah, what was I meaning to ask you? Does everybody?
Because he's gone in initially, he's gone, doctor, I there's pain in my testicle, 5 days. Well, you should have come in a bit sooner, but well, yeah, we'll have a look. And he's like, is there anything else? Yeah. Wait for this.
No, nothing. I'm still peeing and urinating. I'm still peeing and spunking out my ass. What?
How long's that been going on? 2 years? 2 years?
Doesn't everyone? Doesn't everyone do that?
Well, no, because he must have noticed at some point they switched it. The function switched round.
He's still, well, you know, it'll go off.
It gets worse. He's also been experiencing a problem known as pneumaturia, in which people pass gas in their urine. So he's like farting as he's pissing.
Oh my god.
And fecocuria, in people pass bowel material through their urine. So he's obviously got some sort of fissure or hole in between his large intestine or, you know, the end of his bowel colon going into, you know, letting something into his...
He's wired him up wrong.
Oh dear. Into his urethra, innit? Or into his, what's it called? Bladder? Doctors found the man's vital signs were normal and they decided to carry out further tests to see what was going on. A CT scan of the pelvis revealed evidence of a gas-filled structure in the man's prostate that appeared to be connected to the rectum. This is also known as a fissure. No way. And an abnormal connection between two body parts. Yeah, it's like a sort of slit. It is a fissure.
Is it a fissure or fistula?
No, it's said.
Is it pronounced fissure?
Yeah, fissure. Yeah.
Well, either way, after 2 years. Nah, I'm bad, but bloody hell, I mean, that's the sort of thing you need to go and get checked out, innit, if you stop...
If you're shitting through your knob...
I mean, we're concerned about the ejaculation from my anus, to be honest, and the pissing through my ass. That's what I'd be concerned about first.
What, when you push for a... He'd have to sit down, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
That'd be the first sort of red light, wouldn't it? Every time you push for a piss, you're like, it's not...
I sit down to piss and I stand up to shit. Been going on for 2 years and I'm frankly sick of it.
In an attempt to work out the cause, doctors considered inflammatory bowel disease and tuberculosis.
Does tuberculosis make you do that?
I don't know. They also asked if the patient, if he had any abdominal surgeries or experienced penetration or trauma to the rectum that might have contributed to his symptoms.
Are you raped?
And he said not. After investigating more, the doctors found that the man had been in a 3-week coma around 2 years prior to a drug intoxication.
Someone drugged him and swapped their fucking tubes around, what the fuck?
During this time, the man had a Foley or a urinary catheter inserted tube that drained the bladder of the urine. The doctor said this appears to have caused significant trauma, which led to the man's current condition. So as they've put the catheter up,
it pushed it too hard.
It's gone through the bladder wall into the rectum, obviously. Yeah. You know, and then it's
leaking.
It's either leaking or it's sealed together, but with a hole between the two. And, you know, with the scar tissue or something.
I'm trying to think about it, to be honest.
Well, thank God someone didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah. So doctors successfully performed surgery to block the connection between the man's prostate and rectum, and he's recovered.
Oh, that's good.
The doctors at the University of Texas described the case as unique and curious and published their peer review report in the Curious Medical Journal in August this year. Oh.
I just think it's mental that you just live on that for 2 years. And you say, I stand up to shit and I sit down to piss. I mean, fucking hell.
I think something might be amiss.
Sounds like a Bob Dylan song.
Oh, that bombshell.
Thanks for listening. I'm in Ben, and don't shut down your local sex clubs.
No. I'm in Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out, may the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. Go to the doctors if you come out your arse.
Yes. Do.